Divine love versus supreme love. Supreme love versus divine love. People would think that that's the same thing, but in actuality, they're not the same thing. Supreme love and divine love are very different, totally different aspects of love. What is love, first and foremost? See, because people, like I said before, people love to throw that word around, and it's a pretty sounding word. It sounds beautiful, and people tend to use it because it sounds beautiful. People are shallow by nature. Your average person is shallow. They tend to use words that sound nice. They like the pretty packaging on the word. They like the sound, how it comes across the ears. And it really doesn't resonate as anything. People tell you they love you all the time. People who barely love you, people who barely know you, I mean to say, tell you they love you all the time. They'll say they love you just because you're a person and because it's the human thing to do, right? It's love is good for all of humanity. That's what they tell you. They tell you that to love someone is good for all of humanity, to have some sort of divine love for all of humanity. It's a beautiful thing, right? But that's what we call shallow general love, right? Shallow general love. Love that is unconditional. Unconditional love is divine love. You can have divine love for every and anything, everybody, the plants, the trees, the people, the animals, and all of these things you have divine love for. That's love that's spread out. You care about all these things in existence. All of these things matter to you. That's a form of divine love. Doesn't take much to love divinely. Doesn't take much at all. It's unconditional love. Love with no conditions means that it has no standards to it. You don't have to. You can love from a distance. You don't have to take a personal stake in loving anybody when you love them divinely, right? You can love them from afar. You can love them at a distance, which takes no real standard or any real giving of yourself. That's why people tell you all the time when they say they love you, they got that divine love thing going with them. It was a big thing with the hippies and all these people. And a lot of our people picked up this idea of love from mankind, from the humans. And, this mindset of, they love everybody. We're all in this together. We are the world. We love everybody, right? But it doesn't take any real sacrifice until you have to put your money where your mouth is, where you have to put your time where your mouth is. That's when the love is tested. You understand? When you have to sacrifice. Because I said all love, true love is sacrifice. You understand? True love is sacrifice. You could love, like I said, love without sacrifice is divine love. That's just words. It's shallow love, right? Supreme love is very different. Very different, right? Supreme love is the highest form of love. Supreme love, I'm going to say it again, is the highest form of love. Supreme is the highest. The highest form of love. Why is supreme love the highest form of love? Because it takes sacrifice. It takes real sacrifice to love somebody, right? To love what they stand for, to know that person, to sacrifice something about yourself to help these people, to help a mission, to help a movement. That's something, when you love something supremely, that's the highest form of love because you're ready to put your money where your mouth is. You're ready to put your time where your mouth is, right? People tell me all the time they love me for doing this radio broadcast. I had people on Facebook, brother, I love you. I love what you're doing, brother. Brother, what you're doing is beautiful. I love you, brother. Never met me before, but they like the radio broadcast. They love the message of the state of mental and mentellect and the mentalians and the new message coming for our people. They love it. They tell me they love me all the time. Brother, I love you. But then when I ask them to support something, like these cards that we put out, and I'm going to mention this only because when I put something out, when we start a small company up, Sentimental, That's done for two reasons. Number one, because we want to push the initiative of quote unquote black, aka bright business, intelligent business. Well, I'm trying to push this intelligence, economic intelligence program and the industrial evolution. I'm trying to push that, starting small, by way of bright water, by way of the cards. So I ask people, you know, we sold some to some stores wholesale in our area, but I ask people to purchase these cards because when you purchase these cards, like the set for $25, $100, that's 25 cents a card. Two things happens. You are putting your money where your mouth is when you tell me you love me, because I put my money into this show. $100 a month. I put money into this show to broadcast to people to get this message out. Right? People love you. Like I said, people love you when it don't cost them nothing. Right? When it costs them something, the minute they have to go in their pocket and pull out what they really love in society, or what they've been taught to love, which is money, and they have to give it over or hand it over for something greater good or something, then you see that their love is divine, not supreme. Their love for what I'm doing is not supreme, it's divine. When it come time for people to put their time and their energy and come together collectively and not stand on the side and be goddamn cheerleaders, right? Not be cheerleaders, not, sit up here and talk about how much they love what I'm doing. When it comes to sacrificing the time and coming together collectively and building and spreading this message, then you see who loves supremely versus those who love divinely. We've been taught a shallow love, a distance love. I heard black people say things like, "Oh, brother, good luck with what you're doing. I support you. I mean, good luck." What do you mean good luck? How could you tell me good luck if you a so-called quote-unquote black man and a black woman, you're supposed to be of our people, then you're supposed to be in it with me. There's no good luck. I expect a white person or somebody else from another race to tell me good luck in my mission to raise the intelligence of my people. I expect them to tell me that. I expect them to give me that divine love from a distance type of good luck thing. I expect my people to be in it, the people who truly love this message, the people who truly feel that this almond race is real. Sacrifice. That's supreme love, the highest love. Time, money, things that I do in my life, really, for the evolution of my people. Yeah? No sacrifice is too great for the evolution of my people. That's supreme love. I try to get my people to practice that, the people who are coming amongst me to understand that and to practice that, because that's all we got out here. That's all we're going to have out here in the real world. Somebody asked me, that's what sparked the whole idea for this broadcast. When somebody asked me, "Brother, you think it's wrong to have a divine love for the black race and this, that, and the third, and, have a divine love?" And I'm like, that's shallow, I said, first of all, there is no more, the black race is dying mentally, right? Every day the black race is dying mentally, right? And you have a love for the black race like you have, nowadays you have a love for our people like you have love for animals, cat, whatever, because it's a feel sorry type of love. It's like a caring love and you feel sorry, but you really don't love our people. Because if you loved our people, the ones of our people who can still think, the people who are trying to move forward collectively, then you would aid in the evolution of our people. Not sit around and just say you love them. Sitting around with lip service and talking about how much you got divine love and your actions not speaking along with your words means you don't really have a real supreme love for your people. You have a divine one. You have a humane sort of love, a hands-off kind of love. Like when you tell a woman you love her. 9 times out of 10 the brothers know y'all don't really love them. Or when a woman tells you she love you, she don't really love you until it comes time to sacrifice. Till it comes time to give us some money, give us some time, right? Till it comes time to put your energy into and put your ego aside, right? To better a situation, to become a part of a situation or a movement or organization, and put away your ego and stop thinking as an individual. Stop thinking as the I, and start thinking, or the me, and start thinking of the we. That's a supreme love. See, black people don't practice supreme love. They don't understand it because our people have a selfishness about them. They have a selfish mentality about themselves, an individualistic mentality that they're constantly taught to practice in this society by Negroes with money who talk this do you, do me, individualistic mindset. They're taught to it. They're taught this individualistic mindset or this divine love of our people in the streets. Whether they practice in divine love or divine hate for each other, because there's a divine hate that goes along with it too, right? People never heard of divine hate. They practice it because hate and love is two sides of the same coin. Two sides of the same coin, right? It's almost, like I said, a hands-off, it's a hands-off interference in the lives of a people where you're there with them, right? You feeling what they're saying, but you're not really sacrificing anything to be with these people, right? You're not going to sacrifice anything. You're not going to sacrifice yourself. You hear Negroes all the time, I'll die for this. I'm ready to die for this. That's my word, son. I'm ready to die for this. Why are you still living? See, supreme love is something that you're willing to live for. Anybody could die. People die every day. What are you willing to live for? What are you willing to give your energy to? Because you hear Negroes all the time, I'm gonna die for this. I'm gonna die for this. You already dying. That's no big accomplishment. That's no big sacrifice that you ready to die for something. You already dying. You mentally dead already, so you on your way to the grave anyway. The majority of our people, when y'all sit up here, y'all think y'all saying something smart. It's no, if you sitting up here saying you want to die for something and you not really living anyway, you living in a small box. You in the hood, you standing on the corner. Your life is basically in a rotation where you doing the same rituals or spirituals over and over and over again. Who says you living anyway? That's why you don't mind dying for something. That's why you don't mind, giving your life up for something. When are people going to start living for something? When are we going to start living for something? See, that's supreme love, when you're ready to live for something, where you really ready to put your energy behind something, your all behind something, to see something succeed, to be a part of something. You understand? To push something. See, like how the Jews do. They practice a form of supreme love. I make reference to them all the time because they sacrifice their ego to be one. They Voltron. They put their egos away. They become one community. That's supreme love for an idea, a collective of people succeeding. That's a supreme love right there. The Nation of Islam under the Honorable Elijah Muhammad had a supreme love going because they were willing to work together collectively, one name, one group, one God, one leader, and they answered to that leader, and they were soldiers. Soldiers have supreme love. They have supreme love for the unit, for the organization, for the movement. Patriotic people have supreme love for the flag, for the movement, for the country. They have supreme love. Black people don't practice supreme love. Y'all practice divine love. Y'all practice shallow love. Minute somebody tell you something, or minute somebody asks you to sacrifice something, then this negative side of you come out. Then your divine hate comes out. Then I ain't doing all that. I ain't doing nobody tell me. You okay with it as long as nobody has to ask you to sacrifice anything. Because that's that individualistic hands-off mentality. That's what your divine love breeds, a bunch of shallow nonsense. Bunch of words. That's why when people tell me they love me and whatnot, what I do, I look at it like with a crooked eye. You understand? I look at it with a crooked eye. Because I got a lot of black people still, unfortunately, listening to my broadcast, and I thought I got rid of the black people. I thought I only opened the door for bright people. For those of you who are listening to my broadcast for the first time, I'm not talking about a race of black people, because there's no such thing as a race of black people. There's no people with black skin. Everybody has brown skin. Dark brown to beige. Everybody has shades of brown. When I say black people and bright people, I'm talking about ignorant people and intelligent people. It has nothing to do with skin complexion. All right? When I'm saying black people, I'm talking about people who are in darkness, in a state of ignorance. That's the reason why we inherited that name black in the first place. That was meant to be an insult to our people. And we still got a lot of black people, unfortunately, listening to my radio broadcast. They still here getting their minds blown. They ain't heard the memo that went out and said, stop listening to this broadcast if you're looking to get your mind blown. I said I only want bright people who are looking to change their lives for the better. People who are evolving out of the black race. People who are developing a supreme love for this message of mentellect in the state of mental. A next level people. That's the people I want in the state of mental. That's the people I want faithfully listening to this program. Not people with still with their black mentality. When I told people, I use this only as an example because when I told people to support those cards, when I told people to buy those sets of 25, those sets of 100 for $25, that goes into supporting this radio broadcast that you love so much. The people that listen, my faithful listeners. Right? That goes into supporting the radio broadcast. This is our radio broadcast. It's not my radio broadcast. This is ours because I got people that listen to this faithfully. Right? So you should faithfully support it. You understand? If I ask people to do it, they should do it. If people want to be part of the state of mental, they should do that. The Jews, like I said, they don't never have to worry about their children having anything or anything supported. They're going to do it because they have a supreme love for what they are working for, what they are a part of, what they are a collective part of. Our people don't have that. Then we wonder why we don't succeed in the world. Then we wonder why we don't have nothing. Then we wonder why everybody is exceeding ahead of us because they have a supreme love for what it is they're doing. They stand up and they live for what they're trying to do. They get up every day. They work in unison collectively because that's their life. They've chosen to live that life because they know that the only way they're going to be able to win as a group of people is if they're working together, if they put their egos aside because they know the ego is based in nothing. They put all that aside and they move forward as a unit, as a collective. That's why they keep walking behind us, walking over us. That's why everybody can come in our neighborhoods and do what they do. And black people standing around looking ignorant, you know, because they got this one love mentality. They love everybody. Black people, we are the world, love everybody mentality. But then when it comes to their own, like I said, it's all shallow talk. It's shallow. It's still that thing ingrained in your mind, like, oh, no, it's nigga, you know, that's still in the back of the minds of our people. They phony. And nobody's phony like you so-called conscious, like you so-called spiritual people. You are the phoniest people on the planet when it comes to that love garbage. Divine love people, one love people. Yeah, right. Except when it comes to your own kind. Like I said, you practice a hands-off form of love. You're not willing to come up here and get in the dirt and sacrifice and be part of a collective. You still want to be individuals. We don't need your divine love. We need a supreme love of our people. A supreme love. I had a supreme love when I talked about the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, Dr. York. I had a supreme love for those men because I would have followed those men anywhere. I told you I'm a faithful soldier. And a faithful soldier who becomes a leader should also be breeding faithful soldiers, men and women, people who are going to keep the flag going, keep the intelligence moving forward, keep the babies together collectively, and push that in the children. That's when you have a supreme love for something, right? That's when you have a supreme love for something. When you don't have a supreme love for something, like I said, you wish people good luck. You a cheerleader on the side, right? You a cheerleader. You wishing people well. You a well wisher. That's what divine love do. I hope that brother do okay. I hope things work out for you. Good luck. Right? Things white people would say. People who are disconnected from you, who are not really with you, those are things they would say. The true things that people who have a supreme love for you would do and say, what do you need? How can I support you? I'm with you. And mean it. They become an extension of you. People who have a supreme love for you become an extension of you. When that woman says she loves you, check and see if she has a divine love for you or supreme love. Check and see if she has a all-encompassing love for you versus a hands-off type of whatever love. Because, like I said, a lot of these brothers, y'all get it twisted. You think it's a woman asleep with you. You think she love you. She'll tell you she love you. She'll sleep with you. A lot of women, a lot of men are in love with the idea of being in love, not the actual person. That's where that whole nonsense comes, where I love you, but I'm not in love with you anymore. I love you, but I'm not in love with you. That's when the divine platonic crap love come out. The hunk of crap love. That's when the BS love come out. Because he or she, they looking for the next person to love, with an AKA lust after, and where it's fresh and it's new, they looking for that next person to do because they bored with you. So now they don't really love you anymore. They got divine love for you, but they don't truly have a supreme love for you. They don't really care about your well-being. They don't really care about your feelings. They don't care about anything, and you don't really care about theirs. You don't take into account, when you're talking about your feelings, other people's feelings as well. You don't take into account that. You don't take into account other people's needs and how it can work in unison with yours. How y'all needs should be running in concert together, collectively together, if you have a supreme love. Because if y'all actually are one people, then your love is supreme, because your needs, your wants, and desires all flow together as a current equally. Where I don't have to hurt you, because I know hurting you would be hurting me. You're not going to try to hurt me, because you know hurting me would be hurting you. It's the same thing. That's how we should see it. But you don't see that in black people today. You don't see that. Black people have this cutthroat mentality, this divine hate for each other. Right? It's all-encompassing hate. You understand? For each other. This individualistic mindset where they'll hurt the next person and don't think nothing about it. Kill a person, take a person's life, do it for money, whatever the case may be. They'll do all that. Because, like I said, that's a divine love principle. Divine love comes and goes. It don't really require anything. Don't require no energy. Don't require no sacrifice. Supreme love does. Divine love is unconditional. Supreme love has conditions. The condition is sacrifice. The condition is living for something. Collectively coming together for something. Sacrificing something. Time, energy, money, whatever. Nothing is too small. No sacrifice, no activity or whatever you're doing is too small when you have a supreme love for something. No act is too great. And you shouldn't be looking like, oh, I did this and I did this and I did. You're supposed to feel like that was my duty to do that. That was my job to do that as a part of this thing. You understand? That was my job. Black people do something, and they feel as though you owe them something for doing what they're supposed to do. If you're part of an organization, movement, collective, you're supposed to do that. You're supposed to make sure nobody needs nothing. You're supposed to make sure, just like they're supposed to make sure you don't need nothing. Everybody's supposed to be straight. Nobody's supposed to be left behind. Nobody should be without food on their table. Nobody should be without their rent paid. Nobody should be without necessities. But when you got divine love going, you don't pay attention to those things. You don't pay attention. You don't care. I'm like, yeah, I love you, but peace, brother. I hope you do well. Okay, your luck will change. Or sister, your luck will change. You ain't got no food in your house. You can't pay your rent. I know your luck will change, sister. God will deliver a way for you. Right? That's divine love. That's divine love. God will make a way for you, sister. You just gotta believe. No, when you got supreme love, here, sister, I got you. Or here, brother, I got you. Or here, we're gonna get a fund together. We're gonna make sure you can pay your rent this month. Or if you behind, or we're gonna make sure you eating. You got food in your refrigerator. Now, I'm not saying you got Negroes that abuse that and they'll try to lay up and try to make it a welfare system. No, you're supposed to help people get on their feet. They, like I said, there's a handouts and there's hand ups. Right? You're always supposed to reach out for a hand up to somebody who you know who you know these people are not Negroes and not trying to. I'm not saying do that with every black, so-called black person. There's a lot of black people, like I said, they practice divine love, and they'll stab you in the back. Right? They'll take your hand up and whatnot and push you to the side once they get up on their feet. No. That's, like I said, and they won't think nothing of it. They become cold and callous, right? Just like the beast. They become just like him, right? They don't think nothing about lying in your face about things, telling bold-faced lies, right? Because they're individuals. They don't feel any connection to you. They don't feel any. They don't feel any. They don't feel any connection to you. You know. You know. They don't feel any connection with you. You know. They don't feel no real sentiment towards you. Right? When people say, like I said, I do what I do in the state of mental in this radio broadcast because it's a supreme love. It's a supreme love that I do that for. I sacrifice out of my pocket, right? And I don't go and talk about it and whatnot. I don't throw it in nobody's face. But I explain it because, like I said, I don't ever want this intelligence to stop flowing. I don't ever want this intelligence not to go to the people it's supposed to go to. And neither should those of you who are listening to me. Neither should you. You should want to make sure as this radio broadcast reaches as many people as possible, because this message of mentellect is the only thing that's going to heal our people in this day and time. It will heal them mentally and physically. Right? It's the only thing that will heal our people mentally and physically in this day and time. There is nothing else. We try and we look for people on Wednesday, like we always do on Wednesdays nights broadcast, the open mic, where I said anybody who could come on this broadcast and tell me what it is. I don't care what organization, movement, group you are part of, Christianity, Islam, Judaism, moral science, wherever the things you advocating for our people, you tell me how it can practically evolve our lives. If you can't do that, then sit down, because now it's just rhetoric. You spouting divine love principles to our people. Supreme love is when somebody actually sacrifices. Somebody's actually willing to get in there and do the work. And the work is hard to find our people, to raise the minds of our people, but it's necessary. The people who coming along with me should be looking and saying, we don't want this brother to take this job on by himself. Brother, do you need help doing this, taking care of this monthly bill? And I, like I said, I shouldn't have to ask. But if I ask, do it. Brother, how can we help? And a lot of people came to me already that way. I'm just giving this as an example, because we got a lot of Negroes still who like the free. They like this broadcast because it's free. It's free, a.k.a. information. They get their minds blown and it's free. But how many people would subscribe to this broadcast if you had to pay for it? Then they all of a sudden, I got to pay. That's when the black come out of them. That's when the black come out of them. That's when the divine love comes out of them, or the divine hate. Because love and hate is, like I said, two-sided coin. The divine hate will come out. He trying to charge somebody. Because it used to be, like I said, somebody on Facebook who swear up and down they love me, hoot, hollering and hoot, and hollering. Minute I didn't do anything for them or I didn't help them. Right? Minute I didn't cater to their material ways, then I became the devil. I got that they divine hate for me came out. Right? So I know both sides of the coin. I know both sides of it. I've seen both sides of love and hate, supreme and divine. I've seen both sides of it. Those are very real. One requires sacrifice, the other one doesn't. The other one is just lip service. Like I said, when people got to put their money where their mouth is, then you see where they really at. Right? And the people, like I said, I'm going to start doing this even in the state of mental. I'm going to start practicing what I teach. And that is, the people who have supreme love for what I'm doing, I'm gonna invite you over. I'll keep you on my Facebook. I'll keep you in my page. I can't stop you from listening to the broadcast. But like I said, you people who practice divine love, where you're not really trying to help push this message, I don't want you as my friends. I'm gonna delete everybody from the Facebook who I feel carries a divine love principle with them. I only want people who are practicing supreme love for the evolution of this state, for the evolution of our people, the intelligence of our people, and the evolution of our ascendants or our progeny. If you're not practicing in the name of that and in the state of mental, which is raising that in our people, then I don't want you as my friends. I can't stop you from listening to the broadcast, but know this: you're not a friend of mine, and I don't need you to listen to my broadcast. I only want those people who are practicing supreme love, who truly are willing to sacrifice time, money, whatever it takes to raise the intelligence and raise this new state of our people. Those are the people who are not doing this. Don't unfriend yourself from me. Stop listening to my broadcast. Like I said, I can't stop you from listening to my broadcast, but you're not going to get no handouts from me. I can't stop you from utilizing my show to get your mind blown, but I don't think it's fair for you. I don't like hypocrisy. I don't like people telling me how much they love me and hooting and hollering and whatnot. Then when it comes time I ask you to do something, oh, I can't do it, not right now, blah, 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 whatever. Don't listen to me. You want things, like I said, you still got a Negro mentality. I don't want Negroes listening to me, right? Go listen to Black Pan-African radio. Go listen to the Negro radio. I don't want you listening to me. This is the divine evolution for our people, a divine mental evolution I'm trying to share through the State of Mental, through State of Mental radio, the raising from amongst the black race. I'm trying, through this message, through this frequency, we're trying to raise a better people, a people who carry a supreme love for state, for mind, for body, for soul, for Amen, as a race. That's what we're raising here in the State of Mental. We're not raising some Negroes who looking to get their minds blown and want to hear about love because you trying to find out how, because you like the word love and you trying to find out if some Negro love you or some Negress love you or, that I'm about love and, when do I know when I have love in my life? And go get your mind blown on spiritual radio. Hear that nonsense. Or go find spirituality radio and hear the black sisters talking about spirituality and love. You can swallow down that garbage. I can't gulp it down. Like I said, it's all beautiful and it's all love when, like I said, don't cost you anything. When there's no sacrifice involved. That's the best love you black people like. Everybody else practices a supreme love. They ready to sacrifice. Sacrifice their lives, sacrifice their money, sacrifice their time, their energy. When they out here, like I said, I'll say this about white people. When they out here and they marching with their flag and they ready to go off to war, whatever they doing, the patriotic ones, or they sitting up here getting involved in their children's school and whatnot, whatever they doing, the government, whatever they getting involved in, that's a supreme love. You understand? That's a supreme love. They put their money, their time, and their lives where their mouths are. They're not like black people. You understand? That's why the Nation of Islam blew the minds of black people and white people alike under the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, because you had serious black people back then, serious so-called black people back then that had a supreme love for their leader, their messenger, their God, their nation, their flag. And we're trying to bring that up in our people again, who have a supreme love for their state, for their race, their Amen race, and the intelligent ascension of the people. We're willing to sacrifice for that. That's not, like I said, that's not I love her, she loved me. We don't deal with that. We're not dealing with that. We're not dealing with the lust that you disguise as love. We don't deal with that here. You understand? We're not playing games. We're not playing them kid games. We're not playing movie house love. Harlequin romance love. We're not playing that kind of love here. That's BS love. We're doing the real thing here. When you start talking about doing the real thing here and anything that requires work, black people run like roaches. They scatter like roaches. See, but bright people run to the light. When you turn the light on black folks, they scatter like roaches. That's why I said black people are a good analogy for roaches. But when bright people, the intelligent ones of our people, are standing up, we run to the light. Roaches, people hiding in the darkness, scurrying in the corners, saying their little stuff, and like to be on the sidelines and being cheerleaders. They scurry in the dark like cowards because they're afraid to love. They're afraid to sacrifice. They're afraid to give a piece of themselves because they got this mindset like, oh, I'm going to be used. Oh, I'm going to be cheated. Oh, they're going to use me. Ain't nobody going to play me out, and nobody going to do this for me and whatnot. Right? Right? That's the love. Like I said, I'm not a phony person. I don't like people telling me they love me and they don't really love me. Right? Because I understand what real love is. I don't like people telling me they love me. I don't like people telling me they love what I'm doing, but you're not willing to do it yourself. You're not willing to participate. You're not willing to be a part. You're not willing to do your part. You are the worst hypocrite. You are the worst hypocrite. I'd rather not have you around. And those of you who practice supreme love, you know what I'm talking about. The worst thing to have amongst you when you are practicing a supreme love is to have phony people around you who do not practice it themselves. You people who will say, you know what, I would give for that person, I would sacrifice for that person, and y'all get pissed off all the time because y'all be like, I would give for that person, I could take care of that, but I do this, that, and the third, I go all out for that person, and then you don't get it in return, you pissed off, you hurt. Because you was practicing supreme love, and that person was practicing divine love. They was practicing that love that didn't require them to do nothing. You know, that generalized form of love where they just tell you, oh, I love you, brother. I love you, my sister. I love you, my brother. You a beautiful brother. Brother, okay, brother, I'm hurt. Can you help me out there? Oh, well, brother, I can't do that right now. Oh, but God be with you, brother. Things will change for you, brother. That kind of love. I'll always bring this up to the, I don't, like I said, when Calvin Klein got in trouble, the designer Calvin Klein, I'm going to always bring this up. When Calvin Klein got in trouble, right, and he was going through money situation, right, big money situation. His company was in trouble. I think he was about $60 or $70 million in the hole. David Geffen, fellow Jew, fellow businessman, stepped in, gave him the $70, $80 million, broke it off to him. Here, just get your house in order. Just pay me back when you get it. Understand? No stress, no nothing. He got his house in order, gave him his money back. No interest on it, no nothing. That's supreme love. That's supreme love. Can you imagine black people doing that? Can you imagine black people doing something like that? Hell to the no. Even if they had the money, you'd be lucky if you get $2 out of a black person. When Red Fox, I see you 917. I'm going to pick your call up. Don't hang up. I'll get you in a second. When Red Fox was in debt to the IRS for $5 million, they was taking stuff out of his house. He was on, that man, I'll never forget this. Like I said, this was years ago. Red Fox been dead over 20 years. I'll never forget this when I saw Red Fox on TV. And all these black comedians was up swearing up and down how much they love Red. They love Red Fox. And, he a black comedian. He was one of our founding comedians. And this, Richard Pryor, Eddie Murphy, all these guys was millionaires back then. You understand? All these black millionaires. You mean to tell me that y'all couldn't have paid his bill? Y'all couldn't have helped him get his house in order? That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Divine love. You love him as long as it don't cost you nothing. You'll watch him be degraded on TV. You watch another black man have to cry and beg on TV for help. Y'all didn't go to him and be like, Red, come on, don't do this, man. We got you. That's what I'm talking about. Those are the kind of people I want to stay the hell away from me. You divine lovers. You farewell Negroes. You cheerleaders. Get away from me. Get off my page. I will eliminate and delete every last single one of you. I only want those who carry a supreme love, who would do what David Geffen did for Calvin Klein. To me, that's supreme love. I got to applaud that because it was about more than just the money. You understand? He didn't want to see. He felt like you and me, the same people. I don't want to see you go down. Because for you to go down, me, I could go down next. He understood that. That's a supreme love. Black folks don't understand that. That's why we had to breed a bright people that did understand that. Because that's the only way we're going to survive. 917. 917, you in the air?
Yeah. Hello, Nuben?
Yes, brother. How you doing today?
Yeah. What happened yesterday, man?
Oh, with the water?
Yeah. And then
I'm sorry, brother. I'm sorry. I'll get you. I'll get you definitely tomorrow. I got you. I'm sorry. I got business.
And then, because I feel like, listen, I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying, brother. No, I always understand what you're saying. And me, I look at it like when you want me to, when I told you, all you gotta do is let me know in advance when you want the brothers to come together and go meet. I told you these things.
I'm sorry. I apologize, D-Day. You call me on the private line, and I'll straighten that out.
I will.
I'm sorry. I apologize.
Just
I actually switched on the 13th because I switched it to the 13th because I have something to do. Like I said, that's private business when we talk about that off the air. Okay?
Yeah, no problem, brother. No problem.
You have a question?
Yeah. You're supposed to be mentioning something about the third eye.
Yes, that's gonna be on the 31st.
Oh, okay.
That's going to be on the 31st, March 31st. That's the reception on March 31st.
Okay, all right. Continue, brother. If anything, I have questions, I'll just go back in.
Okay.
All right, thanks.
All right. Enthusiastic brother right there. That's a brother, like I said, I can see that brother. He comes to the State of Mental receptions, studying the intelligence of mentellect. Brother who I could see having a supreme love for the state, right? Those are the type of people I want around me, people who are enthusiastic about this, people who feel connected to this, people who are ready to do or die for this, or do or live for this. I don't want to say do or die, do or live for this. Because how do you expect to live? If you're not ready to live, then you can't even talk about dying. It goes hand in hand. It goes hand in hand, right? That's how our people do. Like I said, our people set up here and watch our people get hung out of trees. Black people watch in the South. That right there proves another thing. How we watched our people get hung out of trees, right? Get shot down, stabbed up, beat up, castrated. Black men, all these black men standing around down south, and when that happened, they get attacked by Klan members and whatnot. All these black men coming together to fight back, to protect themselves. They just sit like a bunch of goddamn sheep, right? But then their brothers talking about, oh, brother, yeah, brother, I love that. They in church together. I love this brother. I love that brother. Next thing they get hung and they standing by looking stupid, right? But these white men who did it, they practice a supreme love, because if you touch one of those women, you touch one of them men, they'll kill you in a heartbeat. You look funny at them, they'll kill you in a heartbeat. They'll get together, they'll put their life in jeopardy just to kill you, to protect what they love and what they stand for. Do black people do that? Hell no. Hell no. Right? No. Nope. Black people practice a divine hate for each other because, like I said, when we see each other starting to get something going, when we see each other trying to build something, we try our best to tear it down. We never talk about how great Berry Gordy was. We never talk about how great Elijah Muhammad was. We never talk about how great John H. Johnson was, because these were men, these were bright men who were achieving things. We always trying to find some dirt on them. We want to make them black. We want to throw some dirt on them. You couldn't find too much dirt to throw them, or you're going to manufacture something because you need an excuse to get to bring them down. See, that's the divine hate in our people. That's the divine hate. That's the other side of divine love. And when you can't find divine hate for our people, when you don't know them well enough, you'll create something. Or, like I said, if you can't really do that, then you'll have a divine love for them, where it's that hands off. I love you, brother. I love you, my sister. Yeah, but I'm not going to help you if you get in trouble, or if you need my help. I ain't got nothing for you. You understand? But they'll gladly take help from you. They'll gladly come to you with no problem. No problem. And it has always boggled the minds of our people because we, those of us who show a supreme love for one another, we always end up getting up with those people who have divine love for, toward us, where it was only their lip service. It was only them paying lip service to love. It was never about them actually having to put their time and energy or put their money where their mouths are when it came to love. It wasn't about that. You understand? They could love a dog. They could love a cat. Love don't mean nothing to them. They'll tell you they love you same way they love a dog, they love a cat. Theoretically, they love you. They care. They don't want to see nothing happen to you. But when it comes to actually doing something, that's where the love just like tapers off. Like that goes into the gray area, right? That goes into the gray area. They don't really want to. They can't show any love because they don't understand how it means sacrifice. It means work. Right? Black people have hard enough time showing love to their own children. They have hard enough time showing love to their own children. Black people practice a form of love that is deified. What do I mean by that? They practice a deified form of love. In other words, they love from a submental place. They look up to love instead of looking amongst themselves to love. Collectively, they look up to love. What do I mean by that? They look up to so-called celebrities. They look up to the white man. They look up to money. They look up to things from a submental point of view and perspective of love. That's how black people love. Divinely, shallowly. That's how they love. Their love stands for nothing. It don't mean nothing. That's why, like I said, our people could, could kill with no thought now. Just kill. Like the guy chopped his mother up here in New York City. Put it in garbage bags. Now, where'd that mentality come from? You already know. You understand? Mother who raised him, even if she was the worst mother, you come out of that woman, right? For you to do that to somebody you came out of that carried you for 9 months, you had a shallow divine love, and then when your divine love wore away, then came the divine hate. That hate came out of you. That equality or that equal measurement of love came out of you. Where mothers are betraying sons, sons are betraying mothers, wives and husbands are betraying each other, right? Stab each other in the back, take out insurance policies on each other, then kill the person and get the money. That person been in your life. It shocked the hell out of me when I found out my uncle, here it is, he was my aunt for over 50 years, 50, 60 years. They was together. I'm putting my personal life out here. And my aunt, she was dying of she was dying. This was a couple of years back. She was dying of kidney failure, right? Now my aunt, and my uncle, they've been together for years. Like I said, they had 2 children together. He raised the child that she had in a previous marriage or relationship, and they've been together, bought a house together. They had all these good years together. And she had gangrene in her legs, right? She had to have her legs removed because it was too much gangrene or whatever in her legs. Now, she had her legs removed because she wanted to live. First she was talking about she'd just rather die because she didn't want to have her legs cut off, right? But then she had her legs removed because obviously she wanted to live. Now she has her legs cut off. Now that the doctors was telling my uncle and her children that, she would have to have her blood cleaned with the dialysis machine every 2 or 3 days. Those of you know how that works. So you got the blood cleaned and whatnot, and, fresh blood pumped back. However that worked with the dialysis machine. You have your blood cleaned out and whatnot because your kidneys are not filtering out the filth and the garbage in your bloodstream. It'll poison you. Rather than have the dialysis machine set up in the house, have a nurse do that, just keep her on dialysis for the rest of her life, and she could have got prosthetic legs, and at least set up and just been in the house or whatever the case may have been. Rather than do that to keep her alive for her last remaining years, because you got people who live on hell. She probably could have got a kidney transplant. You never know the years to come. Rather than do that, they sat in her. I watched them sit in her hospice room, turn off the machine, and watch her die. And they was having conversations around her while she was dying. right? They actually sitting here. I see her suffering. Her blood is being poisoned. She's being poisoned by the filth in the air, whatever. Her blood, because she don't have no kidneys no more. She's being poisoned. They're sitting there having a conversation and talking and watching her die. Her husband's sitting there and they're talking to and he's talking to their kids and they talking to me, like carrying on a conversation like this woman's not dying, a woman you've been with for 50, 60 years, because she ain't got legs no more, because she can't have sex no more. That means that you don't have really no use for it. That's the vibe I got. That's a nigga that, and I don't use that word, he was practicing divine love, not supreme love. Not supreme love for that union or that woman that bared your children. You understand? You didn't have any sentiment for it. You didn't care. That was a man that obviously had a shallow love for a woman for 60 years. It wasn't real. Because I couldn't imagine any woman I was with and put that much time and energy into for those many years, me doing something like that. I couldn't imagine that. Or killing somebody for money. You understand that? Her children sat there and allowed that to happen. I couldn't do nothing like that to my mother. I couldn't. I keep her as long as she wanted to be here. And it's not like they didn't have money. They had money. They could have hired a nurse, but that's what I'm talking about. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Shallow love. Shallow love is divine love. It's fleeting. It says interchangeable as hate. Not a good way to establish a relationship with a man and woman on. But a lot of people find out over time that your relationships are based solely on that. You understand? A lot of your relationships are based solely on that, especially black people today. Your relationships are based solely on that, on divine love, on shallow love. And like I said, I know it sounds pretty because when you think divine, you think God, right? You think God, and, God has a divine love for us, divine love for the people, right? But then, like I said, because you think divine is good, right, you also have a divine hate. I told you there's two opposite sides of a coin, but with supreme or supremacy, there is no opposite. Supreme is just the highest. There is no opposite to the highest. The highest is continuous. Eternal love, real love is supreme love. Understand that. See, you'll understand that next time when you realize, you feel like, oh, well, why don't this person, I do all this for this person, they don't do nothing back for me, or why I sacrifice and whatnot, because they don't love you. They have a divine love for you. They care about you. They don't want to see you hurt, but they don't have a real love for you. Wake up. There's no sense in keep whining about that. You black women, y'all go out here and find these guys, and you develop a supreme love for the thugs, the hoods, the guys in the street, the submentals. You develop a supreme love for these people. You sit up here, you go out here and work, bust your behind, do all the things you do, sacrifice for this guy, and he won't do the same for you. Will not do the same for you. Right? And then the coin flips, because if you find a man, if you're lucky enough to find a man who will do the same thing for you, who would sacrifice for you, a lot of you women, you find a man who will sacrifice and do these things for you, but you wouldn't do it for him. Right? You develop a divine love for him. You'll say, I love him and whatnot, but you'll go and cheat on him. You'll lay up with somebody else, and you'll have a supreme love for that person that you're doing dirt with. Why? Because y'all the same people. Y'all both the same side of the coin. Y'all both dirty. He dirty for sleeping with that married woman, and you dirty for cheating on your husband. Right? That's why you share a supreme love for him, because he understands you. He accepts the dirt that you've been rolled around in. He accepts your dirtiness. That's why you got a supreme love for him. You ain't got to be phony with him. He can call you a bitch and a hoe and do it, slap you up in the bed and do all this stuff, because, like I said, you have a supreme love for him because he accepts you for what and who you are, which is nothing. He don't think of you as nothing. He treats you as nothing. You don't want your husband who treats you good. A lot of you women don't want that, because that your husband putting you on a pedestal. A lot of you women say you belong on a pedestal, and you actually don't. You have a supreme love for being in the gutter. That's real. That's real. You develop a supreme love for low life, a low life mindset, a low life form of love. So that becomes supreme to you, right? March 31st, we're going to be doing the solar mind, looking at channeling. State of Mental is going to be doing channeling the solar mind through the third eye. Channeling the solar mind through the third eye. I'm going to explain what the solar mind is at the State of Mental conference or reception. We're going to explain what the solar mind is, because the solar mind is real. A lot of you have been thinking with a spiritual mind. That's the problem. We're going to make that real, no abstract talk. For those of you in the New York City area or around the surrounding areas, we invite you to come out. Okay? So, we'll play a little bit of music. We'll be right back. People who constantly like to tell me about their experiences they have, I can't stand those people. You know why? Because, like I said, people say things, and then what proceeds or what you're going to do about it next, that's what tells me everything. I don't want to hear about people telling me about, the glands and spaceships and stuff like that. I don't like hearing that type of stuff, because it don't mean nothing. You're not going to do anything with it anyway. You're just going to go back to being a regular Negro after you had these experiences. It's not going to get you to go and change your life. It's not going to get you to go and live differently or come together collectively with your people or be ready to sacrifice. We got a lot of shallow Negroes out here who, like I said, who have that divine love of everything. Everything is mind-blowing. Everything is mind-boggling, or just life in general, and just telling about experience. I hate those kind of people. I can't stand. I have a divine hate for those people. I said it. Yeah, I got a divine hate for those kind of people who always want to talk about ships and this, and you had this experience in your dreams. I can't stand that. You know why? Because it's useless. You got thoughts streaming through this atmosphere all the time. How do you know those were really your thoughts? Right? But I guess when you share divine spiritual love, where you're really connected to this place here, and you can't discern which is real thought coming in, which is real intelligence versus false intelligence coming in, false ideas, false mind altering things coming into you that you can't utilize anyway, then you serve no purpose. You just want to have your mind blown. A lot of you got some matrix heads, right? You got that divine love for that, for getting your mind blown. You're talking about sparking something. What does it spark you to do? If it's sparking you to do something, then what's next? What is next? I'm sick and tired of hearing about that. Right? I always, the thing I talk about, one of the things I'm going to talk about is subtraction. Subtraction. Right? The wall of subtraction. I'm going to talk about that in the reception on the 31st. The wall of subtraction. Right? The wall of subtraction and countering or bringing or channeling that solar mind through the third eye is very important. I'm going to start practicing the wall of subtraction tonight. I'm getting rid of everybody on my Facebook who I feel have a divine love for me and what I'm doing in the State of Mental. I'm getting rid of them. I don't need the hippie love. I don't need the spiritual people, the dream seekers and the seekers of the. I'm looking for the people who have a supreme love, because the people who have a supreme love, those are the true people of the almond race. Those are the almond race. Those who have a supreme love. The ones who feel they have a duty to get this message out here, who feel like they connected to it, who willing to sacrifice for this, like soldiers in the army, like they willing to sacrifice for their general. for the regime, for the group, for the collective. That is the Amen race. That's the supreme beings walking in flesh. Because the supreme beings or the collective that came with Amen, they had a supreme love for Amen, the Amen race. They had a supreme love because that meant a duty. They had a duty to that collective. They had a duty to that supremacy. They had a duty to it. Right? They didn't have this shallow love like the black race got today. Right? This love with, like I said, love is like a handkerchief. Everybody blow their damn nose on it and pass it around. Or it's like a blunt where everybody take a pull off it and pass it around talking about love. It don't mean nothing. Because you're right back to doing what you've been doing. There's no change in your life. There's no change in your life. You understand? There's no change in your life. You're doing the same things you've been doing. You're still practicing individuality. You're still out here going to your job 9 to 5 or standing on the corner doing nothing or talking about nothing. And even if you think you are talking about something, you're really talking about nothing. Because your action, your words are not preceded by actions. Are not followed, I should say, by actions. That's supreme love. That's real love. You understand that? That's real love. Supreme love is going out and not and doing things where you know it's not going to be popular with the masses of people, but you're not focused on the masses. You're focused on the elect, the chosen. What the Honorable Elijah Muhammad did, what Dr. ʟᴏᴠᴇ did, what he had to sacrifice himself for to be sitting in prison, that was a supreme love. People want to sit up here and talk about money, and he made money at doing this and doing that. Like I say, he had to write books and sell books to people. People wasn't just giving up money like that. You know how black folks was. He wrote books for people. They bought books. They sucked down in knowledge. They sucked down knowledge. They took in information. They got their minds blown, but they really wasn't with him. You understand? A lot of phony well wishes. Right? You gotta watch those people. Right? They're cheerleaders. Right? You gotta watch those people. See, because your cheerleaders, either they're gonna turn into real people with a supreme love for you. They're gonna evolve into some people with supreme love who are ready to be soldiers. Ready to be soldiers. They're either gonna turn into that, or they're gonna be these people who just sit around and stroke your ego and think they're telling you what you want to hear, but actually, like I said, they're telling you, like I said, to the person who's in tune, right? The person who's in tune, he knows what it is. He's not falling for that. You know, he's not going to fall for that, or she's not going to fall for that. You understand? We're moving forward. We're evolving. We're advancing. You know? We have to understand what love really is. And the people who come around us claiming that they love us. That they actually, whether they mean us any good or whether they really mean us no good. You know, the Negroes that want to come around and get a free ride. They want to listen to a free show. They want to get their mind blown. Right? You know? Those people. You know? Those people have no love for Amen. To them, Amen is just Amen is a spook god. He's not real, or he's some god like Jesus or Yahweh or Allah and all that. No. In order to understand Amen, you have to have a supreme love in you. It has to be permeating through you. That supreme love, which is sacrifice. Willing to sacrifice yourself for the collective, to be a part of the collective. You understand? That's when you truly understand Amen. That's when you're truly an Amen being versus a human being, or just an Amen being with a human mentality. See, because if you're an Amen being, because I said the majority of our people, the black race, are, you know, the majority of our people are Amen being by bloodline, by nature, but Majority of our people have a human mentality. That's the problem. So if you have a human mentality, then you avoid of that supreme love, or that almond genetic, or that mentality, that supreme mentality. You're void of it because you have a human mentality. You have a submental mentality. You have a mentality where they teach you to have a divine love for everyone, everything, every creature. They tell you to have a divine love for. You know, that hippie love. I love everybody. I love the world. I love the sky. I love the moon. I love the sea. I love the grass. I love the weed. I love the hoes. I love the good sisters. I love everybody. Right? That's it. That's it. We've focused our love. I'm learning to focus my love. By focusing my love, I mean my energy. I focus my love by focusing my energy on something higher. And that is the ascension of the God race. Or I shouldn't say the God race. I said we're going to have a God-free thing. Excuse me for saying the almond race. When I say the almond race, I'm talking about a race of our people, the ones who have risen mentally out of the darkness, the almond race. I say almond is our president. Almond is our guide. I'm not talking about Barack Obama. I'm talking about Almond is our guide. Almond is our president. He is our leader. And Almond is omnipresent in every man who is the Son of Man. He's always been omnipresent in every man who was the Son of Man over time. And the people who recognized Almond and being present in the Son of Man, meaning the light of man or the intelligence of man, Almond's intelligence in or being transmitted to that man to make him the Son of Man or the light of man, those people practice a supreme love for that person. That's where your whole idea of the people loving Jesus came from and whatnot. That story is based off of that because they recognized the light of God in that person. What was the light of God according to the Bible? That really, the light of God was God's intelligence in a man. God's vision, his intelligence in a man. And for that, people developed a supreme love for that man because he represented God, or he was, like I said, Almond in present state. He was that omni-man, that eternal thinker. So he would move our thoughts further. He would expand our scope of thinking, so thus he would expand our love and make it supreme, yet focus it on one thing, meaning focusing our reception, focusing our sacrifice, our energy on one thing, and that is the evolution of our people. That's how you develop a supreme love. Like I said, most of these black people talk this crap about, oh, black power this and black power that and black African power this and black power this. Like I said, when you have to really sacrifice for the people, when it come time for that, you see all that black power talk is just talk. They just as phony. They got the same hands-off policy, the same distant love or distant love as a liberal white person. A liberal white person can have distant love or a divine love for what you're doing. That's the same love that these black African power people practice because they're not willing to go out and sacrifice for what they're talking about. They're not willing to do that. They just full of rhetoric. Just like the white hippies would tell you when they were talking about how much they love what you was doing, they don't like what you was doing because they don't even understand it. Right? They have a hands-off approach to loving you. A hands-off meaning that they don't have to put their hands on and do. They don't have to put their hands on and sacrifice and get their hands dirty. All right? That's the hands-off policy. That's the divine love. That's the hands-off policy where it forces you to do not a damn thing. That's the hands-off policy. I don't want your divine love. I don't want it. Give me your supreme love. You should demand that. You women should demand that from any man you laying down with. You men should demand that from any woman you laying down with. They rather get their hands dirty in the trials and tribulations of loving you and sacrificing for you, and you doing the same for them. If they ain't ready to do that, then go to hell, man. Go to hell. Fold it up. Fold it up. They don't love you. They don't love you. Divine love is shallow love. Supreme love is continuous and deep love. Your hands got to get dirty in order to get in and really love somebody and love something or love a movement that you got to get in and work for, where you can sit back and be like, I'm satisfied, I'm content that I actually made that happen by my works. I sacrificed. I put my time and I put my money and I put my energy in. Right? I do this from time to time where I tell people, I say, support certain things I put out there, because when you buy those cards, like I said, that set of 100 cards I got on my page, when you buy that, that's going to pay for time on the radio broadcast. Now, if you claim you love the radio broadcast, then I should see a whole bunch of people, devout listeners, buying up those cards. I should see that in abundance. Everybody should be buying up these cards, right? Everybody should be buying up these cards, $25 for a set of 100 cards, circulating them around. Sisters in the past, sisters in the present. You should be circulating them cards around. You should make the post office see that, because that's another statement I'm trying to make. When people, other races of people, and just our people, forget other races, our people seeing those postcards coming and seeing black women next to so-called ancient Kemetic women and seeing it's the same women, that we making a powerful statement in the name of sisterhood. That was a supreme love, to be able to produce something like that. That I actually had to see black women on a pedestal to produce that. Right? I didn't put no black woman on there with her behind out and stripping and things like that on no postcard. Right? I put black women of today next to royal black women of yesterday, showing us all the same line of evolution. And those cards are not being made around, you're not going to see that. The white man, he'll practice supreme love. Like if I got up here and I put out postcards of George Washington on them, right? You have all your patriotic white folks buy up those cards. I wouldn't have not one card left with an American flag, because they have a supreme love for those people and that image and what they did. They didn't forget. They know that they have a country here, whether it was set up on rape, rob, and murder, whatever. You can sit up here and be mad about it all you want to, but the country's set up and you living in it. These people would support that, because in their mind, what was done was necessary, so they have a supreme love for it. Do black people do the same thing? Do they practice the same supreme love? Hell to the no. No, they do not. Absolutely not. They'll sit up here and won't say, brother, do you need help or anything? I love what you're doing, bro. What can I do? Can I help you with the show every month? Can I make sure the radio show is paid for? Can I make sure? Let me buy some of the cards. I want to donate to that. I want to get our images of our system moving around. Understand what I do when I do things. It's not small. It's not for me to make money, because, like I said, it's not about that. It's about y'all participating. It's about our people participating. Because, like I said, if you're not participating in the evolution, you might as well be like the people out there. You might as well be like the rest of the black race, mentally dead. You might as well be like them, where they don't really care about each other, right? Everything is a hustle. Everything's a get over. You might as well be like them. You're no different than them. You're looking for something for free. Something for free. Something where you ain't got to pay for it. Let the next black person pay for it, because you really got this get-over mentality. And you don't have problems spending your money, and it's not a money thing, because, like I said, black people will give money to the most ridiculous things, $20, $30, $40, $50, $100, the most ridiculous things in society, as long as the white man is selling it. They have no problem giving their money to the white man. The minute you say, well, support the broadcast if you like this broadcast so much, just buy these cards and get them distributed around, selling you something. The minute you ask them to do that, what do? Oh, not right now. Oh, I don't know. Oh, I don't have it right now. Right. I take offense to it. I do. I take offense to it. Because you have not been practicing supreme love. I explained it to you. And I didn't do it in a way of trying to sell cards. I could care less whether you buy them or not. You're going to do what you're going to do, but like I said, if you wanted to support this show, then that's what that goes for. I got to think of neat little ways to make money to support things I do, because I have expenditures and expenses, carrying a broadcast, putting out books, doing conferences and whatnot, because I'm trying to raise the intelligence of my people. Where are my people who want to be a part of that? Like I said, those of you who don't want to be a part, I don't take you seriously. I don't take you seriously when you thumb up my page and you tell me what you like. I don't take you seriously because you don't take yourself seriously. You can't take yourself seriously every time you're supposed to be advocating that you love something so much, yet you don't support it. You're supposed to support it. Nobody should have to ask you. You don't have to ask the white man to support that. You put the American flag up, George Washington, anything that's white and look like them, they're gonna support it in a heartbeat. Black people, y'all support anything white in a heartbeat too. You support Louis Vuitton, Gucci, Nike, whatever. You support something white, as long as you can wear it, put it on your behind, whatever. You support anything white. You'll buy some little bangles at the jewelry spot for $25-$30. But then when it comes to somebody like you who you're supposed to love and about the evolution of people and the raising the intelligence, oh, I don't got it. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. Right? That's a shame. Like I said, when the Nation of Islam was coming up, they shocked whites and black people because white people are used to our people being petty, small-minded, and ignorant, and selfish. They used to that in our people. They used to our people being cutthroat, petty, and selfish. When they saw black people coming together, cleaning themselves up for the betterment of themselves, and they were sacrificing to build that nation, that shocked the hell out of them. They knew that they wasn't dealing with regular black people. I would hope that the state of Mentel is not attracting regular black people. I would hope the state of Mentel isn't going to attract Negroes that want to stand around and get their minds blown, talking about waiting for me to come with some high principle to change their life, and they not willing to change their damn self. They want to come to you as a nigga. Excuse me for saying I was going to stop using that word, but you know, it was just appropriate right now. They want to come to you as that. And then they want you to somehow mystically change their lives, you know, or they want to come to you with the crooked face about, you ain't going to do nothing for me, because you're looking for somebody to do something for you. You're not looking to take it in and change yourself with it. You want to come as the same person. You don't want to change your attitude, get away from that emotional mindset. You don't want to raise up beyond that. You want to still be where you are. You want to be where you are. You looking to still be in that same mentality, in that same mindset. So then you want somebody to come in and change you. I want to come in Nubin's class and get my mind blown for 2 hours, 3 hours and whatnot. Then I want to walk out and be the same person I was when I came in. I'm going to go back to the hood. I'm going to still smoke my weed, smoke my cigarettes, whatever. Don't come amongst me. Don't unfriend me from your Facebook page, because you practicing divine love toward me. So then I'm going to have to practice divine hate towards you. See, when you come to somebody phony and you come to them in a dualistic mindset, I'm going to have to practice the same thing to you, because, like I said, your love and hate is the same thing. Your love and hate, your love for me is hate for me. It's the same thing. You could tell me how much you love me and what I'm doing, but like I said, it's the same thing. It's all hate to me. It all sounds the same. Till I see you put the work in, till I see you willing to sacrifice, till I see you willing to come here and put the work in and raise up our people, I don't pay no attention to you. I don't want your friendship. I don't want you listening to my broadcasts. I don't want you at my classes. I told you, like I said, I'd rather have my classes empty or with 3 or 4 people that's real than to have people phony, 100 phony people giving $10 to come in my class. I don't want your money. There's nothing you could do for me. All right? There's nothing, because this is about sincerity. True love is about sincerity. Right? Sincerity is the highest form of true love, supreme love, sacrifice. Right? If people are not willing to sacrifice in the name of love, in the name of supreme love, then what purpose do you really have? What purpose do you really serve? Right? We'll be right back. March 31st, I made a few alterations to the project and whatnot. We're about to heat it up. And I'm looking for our people, because it's time for an evolution. We're bringing our brothers together. We opening up membership in the state of Mentel. Start this solar intelligence going. It's time to kick in that solar mind, right? Time to cut back on that light again, right? Bringing these minds together, the brothers and the sisters, that bright race that next level or that next level of intelligence. Time to start practicing supreme love. See, because that's not practiced amongst our people in great numbers. That's practiced in a few numbers, as in the chosen few, as in the elect few, right? It's practiced only in the chosen few, right? Supreme love means that you have love for the highest. That's what supreme love means. You have love for the highest. Divine love means you have love for the all, right? You have love for the all. Supreme love means you have love for the highest. What do I mean by that? People think the all and the highest are the same thing. No. When I say the all, I mean that there's all within the submental, all in existence. When you practice love for all in existence, you put your energy and your attention and your focus on everything in existence that don't really deserve your energy, attention, and focus, right? When you put your love or your sacrifice or your reception on the highest, then you will continue to climb higher and higher and higher, mentally, physically, and soulfully. You will continue to climb higher. That's why I said that supreme love is love of the highest. Divine love is love of the all. That means all in the submental. You understand that? Because all exists in the submental. The highest exists as one above all. We are one above all. We created the all to be above the all. All is the group, submentals. The highest is the one, the collective of one. You have the alls and you have the ones. Your submentals, your humans, are the all. Your almond beings are supposed to represent the highest, the ones who are continuously moving away from the all, beyond or over the all. They send message and they send frequency to the all. And the all follows the order of the highest. The highest have been taught to practice a divine love, but those who raise their level of intelligence to a level of supremacy, they start to practice supreme love because they develop a love for a hierarchy, a high ideal, something that is greater and beyond them. Understand? They begin to practice a higher love that's greater than just them. Right? They begin to practice a supreme love. When a man loves his family, when he loves his extended family, when he's willing to sacrifice for them, live for them, work for them, do what he has to do for them, then he's practicing a supreme form of love. When a person has no part in your life, yet they tell you they love you. They're making no real sacrifice in your life, yet they're telling you they love you. Then what does that mean? That means those people are not really practicing a supreme love. They're practicing a divine love, a well-wishing, phony love. Right? A love that costs them nothing. No sacrifice, no time, no energy. Right? But then we wonder why we failing as a people. Because we're looking for somebody else to give a damn. That's what the weak people do. You look for somebody else to give a damn. You look for somebody else to love your struggle, to love what it is that you got to go through as a people. You looking for somebody else to do your job, which is to have a supreme love. You looking for the white man to love your people. That's why you come to him beefing all the time about, why they ain't did our people right, because you looking for him to show you love. You're looking for him to one day, and that goes for a lot of you so-called black conscious Negroes that claim you hate the white man and you pro-black Negroes. You sitting up here griping about the white man, but you're not showing no love towards your own people. You Pan-African Negroes, y'all not showing no love towards your own people. You practice a divine form of love towards your own people, and you practice a supreme hate, a.k.a. love, right? You practice a supreme hate and love for the white man. Because anybody that spend that much time and energy on talking about how much you hate them, and you'll go out and march and you'll put energy and time in just to put on those people. Like, I'm going to give you a good example. These Negroes on Facebook, like I said, they sit up there after Trayvon Martin got killed. They actually made up a page called Watching George Zimmerman. Watching George Zimmerman. Trayvon Martin was no longer important. Trying to prevent more Trayvon Martins was no longer important. Watching George Zimmerman became important. That's a supreme love that they developed for this man. To sit up here and put your energy and time into devoting a Facebook page to talking about watching this man. See what I'm talking about? See what I mean? That's what I'm talking about. Our people have a supreme love and hate for the other race, especially the white man. Because you're mad because he doesn't have a supreme love for you. You're mad because you just don't take up any. You're not important in his world. You're not important in his world. So you get angry. You get mad. You want to protest. You understand? You want to fight. You want to call him a devil. You want to curse him out, right? But you're putting a lot of energy into what can go into evolving and building your people up. That's the way you show a supreme love for your people, by not putting energy and time into him, by putting energy and time into your people and coming together collectively and promoting togetherness collectively. You're not doing that. You're not doing that. So there is no supreme love amongst you. There's only divine love for your people. There's only standoffish love. There's only rhetorical love. There's only talk, nonsense, BS. You understand? I can't deal with nobody who's not practicing supreme love. I'm not dealing with nobody who's not practicing supreme love. I don't want you on my Facebook page. I will rid myself of you people who are not practicing supreme love in my presence. That means a sacrificial love. Meaning that you are ready to sacrifice yourself, just as I'm willing to sacrifice myself for, I'm talking about live for, not die for, but live for, meaning give energy, time. See, because that's another thing I thought about. When, black people sit up here and say they'll die for something. I'm ready to die for something. You know what that really means? You know why they say that? Because, and you would think that's some form of love. Like I said, again, that's a divine form of love, because when you die, you can't work anymore. When you dead, you can't work no more. And we know black folks don't like to work for nothing. They don't like to put no energy into nothing. So they'll say, I'm ready to die for this, because that means you ain't got to work. You're ready to go through a physical death rather than to live physical life, putting your work in for the evolution of your people. I'm ready to die for this. Now I'm ready to live for this. You giving your life in the form of living and working together with your people is the sincerest form of supreme love you can show. That's real love. Putting that work in, getting out here, teaching your people, bringing your people together collectively, coming together collectively, not just paying lip service, not saying, oh, brother, I'm with you. Then I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, you with me. You with me as long as you ain't here in New York with me. When I say come to New York, come into the state of Mentel, clean yourselves up, go back out into your different states and help raise armamentariums up and after and under the state of Mentel collectively. Then we'll see who's really with me. When we saying we're going to get out here and stop being like the black man and black woman, we're supposed to be setting the example. We're supposed to be the beacons of light for our people who are looking for us. They're looking for us in this day and time. They're not looking for the black power people. They're not looking for those people from old last millennium movements, because they heard it all before. They're not checking for them. They're looking for the new light. They're looking for the new beacons of light. You understand that? That's what they're looking for. They're looking for the new beacons of light. They're looking for the new people who have a supreme love for our people, ready to put the work in. That's why the Nation of Islam in their time under the Honorable Elijah Muhammad was loved so much, because those brothers, they gave their life for that. They were serious about that. That was the last real time, other than the Ansar Allah community, that was the last real time where black men and black women was that serious about living a different life, leaving this mindset and getting out of the world and coming into something greater, that greater life of self. You understand? Developing a love for finding your people, building something. I wanted to have that communal thing so bad. I missed that with Dr. York, and I wanted to have that with the brothers and the sisters, what we doing in the state of Mentel. We were living together collectively. Same way the Jews live together, because they have a beautiful community, the Jews. They live together collectively, and I was like, that's something to be able to not have to go outside your community, that your dollar bounces over in your community so many times, and and only have to leave your community. There ain't nobody got to worry about no job. They could just walk up the block and be like, oh, yeah, my daughter needs a job. She really needs to, work in the market or whatnot, and that your daughter's going to be safe. She over here. She fine. She working. She earning money. She going to school. You ain't got to worry about nothing else outside that world. There's men there. There's women there to protect it. They live in that life. They understand. They have a supreme love for their way of life. The black man and black woman, they got a supreme love for the American way of life. The pop culture, the garbage, the nonsense. But when we talk about something organic, something growing a real love inside of our people, we get the divine crap. Oh, brother, I wish you well, and what you doing, good luck, brother. Yeah, brother, you right, brother. Yeah, but I'm going to go back out here in the world, and I'm going to smoke my weed or smoke my cigarettes or be a homo or a lesbian or whatever y'all doing out here. Y'all partaking in all this filth in society. I'm going to go back out here in the real world, because to you, that's the real world. What we trying to build here is not the real world. That's why you got a divine love for that. You got a divine love for what we doing. A hands-off love. But you got a supreme love for the world, the white man, and everybody else here. You got a supreme love for his false world, his artificial world. You got a supreme love for that. That's why you can't leave it alone. That's why you got to smoke your weed. That's why you got to listen to your ignorant hip-hop. That's why you got to sit up here and talk about black power, this and black, all the stuff, all the rhetorical crap. That's why you can't get out of religion, because you love his world. He offers you what seems to be many different choices. That's why you love it. When it's only really one thing, and that's the submental world, the lower level. A lot of people love his world. Even when you get locked up, you still love it. Because y'all go to jail, you black men go to jail, you love being jailbirds. You even found a way to love being jailbirds. You go to jail, walk around with your pants hanging off your ass, talking tough, trying to fight and cutting each other up. You're not going to use that thing to get your head together. Stop doing that and trying to fix yourself. You'll go and embrace that whole culture of being a convict. Next thing you know, you niggas in jail rhyming about it, trying to get in the booth and spit about being in jail. Like, we need to hear some more nonsense about being in submission, being incarcerated like a damn animal. You trying to find some pride in that. I'm against the system. It's me against the system, son. You got a love for that. You got a supreme love for that. When you really not against the system, you with it. Because with the system means locking you up. That all goes for part of the system. So you with the system, son. You with it. Practice supreme love. Sacrifice. That's how you become a greater person. Sacrifice. Don't worry about the money. Don't worry about the time and whatnot. It'll all come. Like I said, these people have the greatest gifts that come to them because they're willing to sacrifice in the name of something. They're willing to sacrifice in the name of something. I put in a lot of work over the years, raising my people up collectively. And though we small, we're growing gradually, because the right people are coming around me, the right brothers are coming around me, the right sisters are coming around me. So I got to step up. Even me, I have to step up. But it's easier to step up. It's easier to make leeway into something when you have people. When you have people who are around you who are sincere. You people who have to practice divine love, you're not sincere. You're not. That adoration. You adore. Right? You adore. Now, you adore. You adore certain things. You adore certain things. You don't love it. Love it means to sacrifice for it. Love it means to live for it, even when it's not popular amongst the masses. See, because that's when our people love something, when it's popular. When your homeboy and all them down with it, yo, son, that's hot, son. Or your girlfriend, girl, that's hot, girl. Yeah, I'm going to go listen to that. No, that's when you love it, because you're jumping on the bandwagon. When you really love something, that's when the majority of the people, that's when the majority of the people don't love it. That's when the majority of people don't love it. They're the ones that will make fun of you for loving something when you strong enough mentally. Be like, I don't give a damn what you think. I'm going to key into this. When they sitting up here trying to call the state of mental a cult, or you trust that guy, what is he trying to do? He wants your money. He just want to take money from you. He's a cult leader. He's trying to build a cult so he can make a lot of money off of you. And that's what the black race will do. And then they'll smile in your face because they have a divine hate, or so I should say a supreme hate, for something like this. They have a divine hate for something like this, because their divine hate goes to divine love in a heartbeat. They carry a divine hate for something like this, the evolution of the people, but they carry a greater love for this here. Right? So I'm going to go ahead and answer these last questions. We got about 8 minutes left. I hope I logically broke down divine love and supreme love, because it's real. It's not nothing I came up with at all. It just came through me to do it just came through me to do this, because, brother, like I said, everybody inspires me to do it. I look for inspiration in everything, because everybody carries a light, and I'm able to see your light, and I'm able to get inspired off of that. It's coming in stronger, because that's a part of that solar intelligence, being able to see the light in people and become inspired off of that to bring things out. That's a way of channeling. I gave you a little bit from what you're going to hear on the 31st. That's a bit of channeling the solar intelligence, being able to pull the light out of people even when they're not able to utilize it, and utilizing it for yourself. Right? A lot of our people carry light in them. They carry in messages that they don't know how to decode themselves. You are supposed to be able to decode that and bring out something that they're not able to bring out. So, supreme love versus divine love. What is the real difference? Supreme love is greater love. It is sacrificial love. It is the highest love. That which will make you sacrifice and put in work to keep something going, to expand or push and evolve things. That's supreme love. Something that you live for, something that you acknowledge to be the truth, something that you put energy into. Divine love is shallow love. Supreme love is deep love. Continuous. Divine love is shallow love. That's spread out love for everything and all things in existence. Right? Just talk. Right? What is love? What is real love? And does everyone practice it? No. Real love is supreme love. Everybody don't practice supreme love. They don't. Sounds good. They don't really practice. They think telling some woman they love her and I can't live without you, or I love my boo, or hey, the girl I love my dude, and or I love the sex, or I love everybody rock back and forth and an ohm and an arm, and they think that's they think that's supreme love. Or just saying I love everybody or I love you. No, that's not supreme love. That's divine love. You can have a divine love, like I said, don't really mean anything. There's no sacrifice involved. If you had to show everybody, there's no way possible that you could show love for everybody. It would take too long. It would take your whole entire lifetime. That's why I said you should focus your love on one supreme highest thing. That's when you get the maximum output of your love, by which you are evolving into. Your love should be evolution to the highest. Right? Which love is greater? Supreme love, of course, is the real one. It's the real love. Love of the highest, not love of the all. Which love is practical? And your evolution of yourself, supreme love is practical. Divine love is impractical. Because you're putting all your energy, all your attention, all your focus on loving the masses. I'm not saying hate the masses because people think, oh, if I don't love everybody, should I hate them? No, it ain't love. It ain't love or hate. It's well, how we say, it's indifference. Focus your love. Some things you don't give no energy to. Focus your energy, your love, your energy toward the highest, your highest self, your highest group of collective, to one. That's what you're supposed to build a love supreme toward, a supreme love towards the highest self collectively, not just you yourself, but the highest self collectively as one, right? A higher ideal of you as a greater being. All right. Which love will strengthen the black people in the future? Supreme love. Supreme love will take our people from black people to bright people, right? That's the type of love we need, right? So that is it. Join us March 31st. Join us March 31st. ʟᴏᴠᴇ presents Channeling the Solar Mind Through the Third Eye. Like I said, real, practical, and logical talk. I'm not doing any abstract or mystery talk. Doing practical and logical talk on how to really change your life for the better, right? Mentally, physically, and soulfully. We need this as a people. This is the answer to our people in the so-called black race. Not financial talk, not rich spiritual talk, because all that talk is spiritual talk. Financial, you notice how the religious people jump into the finances and things like that, and they always jump into this, that, and the third, and they always come back to financial talk. Like I said, that's all spiritual talk, meaning it's meant to get you wrapped in a certain low-level way of thinking or a hypnotic spell. There's no coincidence that the word spirit, they refer to the word spirit as in alcohol under the same thing they refer to the spirit as alcohol, because what does a spirit or alcohol do? It gets you drunk. And what is drunken? Drunken is another word for being hypnotized or under a hypnotic or low continence spell where your continence is low, your thinking is low. That's why they refer to alcohol as spirits, because the alcohol gets you into that mentality, that submental mentality, deeper into it. All right? Spirit. So, all right. We're out of here. Join us Wednesday, the open mic. All right. What I want to close with? I want to close with something short, because I got like 2 minutes. It's going to have to be Earth, Wind, and Fire, people. Let me see. If I can find the Earth, Wind, and Fire. Okay. I am the intellectual Nuben Menkarayzz. This has been State of Mental Radio. Good night.
It's the Republic of Mental, rising out the black race to the white race, out the black race to the white race. It's the Republic of Mental, black race to the white race. If it's hell, then it's hell us. They tried everything just to spell us. Fed us religion, gave us fake gods. Through all of that, we beat the odds. Now we coming together under one flag. Colors red, gold, and blue. Superman, Superwoman, that's me and you. The infinite capabilities that we can